I have some friends that whenever we come in from out of town or they come in from out of town, we don't have expectation on each other to have to perform and to go do this and do that. We do it, we do events and things like that as families, but we what we really do is we just enter into what's already going on in their life, and that's pretty cool. So that's why I'm going to bring you along. You're just going to enter into my world for a few minutes. And I am driving to Walmart. I promise I won't video people in Walmart. That's kind of weird. But anyhow, thank you so very much for your prayers. Yesterday, I did a little post. I just asked for people to pray for me and my back to be healed. And it's been a crazy week. Again, I'm not going to go into all the detail, but just tons of Cairo and tons of ice, trying to feel better, struggling through it. We'll get there. But I was inspired as you're driving along with me here. I just wanted to talk to you about being grateful. And I know you've probably heard that a million times about being grateful and the importance of having gratefulness. I know that there's one study that when people struggle with anxiety, that it's difficult. It's like a literal physical deal where when you have gratitude, you can't be anxious at the same time. So if you have anxiety or fear of the future or worry of the future, being grateful is a great remedy. And that just reminded me, I kind of broke down a little bit yesterday because I'm just so frustrated that I'm not able to do my workouts that I've been doing. It's been a week now. And man, have you ever just been on a program and then you fall off the wagon and you feel like you're starting all over? I know that's a huge lie, but man, it sure as heck feels like it, that I'm starting over. And so I feel kind of yucky and lethargic and all that good stuff. But anyhow, I am driving to Walmart, which is like 3 or 4 miles from my house, and I am going to go get some ice and some distilled water. I actually have an ice machine that I totally forgot about. And I remember I got it when I had my hip surgery about 4 or 5 years ago. And I went, oh, yeah, maybe that might help. And so, anyway, I am literally going to Walmart to grab that. So, why am I telling you this? Well, because I'm grateful. I was reminded that I need to be grateful. How many people in the world can get in a car, number one, and then number two, after they get in the car, they can drive to a store. And then not only can they drive to a store, but they can actually have money to buy something. And even though I've been struggling physically, my world is not as bad as other people may have it today. I'm not running for my life. I have food in my belly. I have smooth roads that I'm driving on. I have a home that I live in. I have a beautiful wife, amazing young men in my life, my two boys. And I'm literally driving to go get me something. And yeah, it sucks that my back's been hurting, but that's not my focus today. My focus today is simply gratefulness. I get to go to a store and I get to buy ice and I get to put that on today. I'm not having to dig ditches today. I'm not having to do a whole lot today. So I'm very grateful for what I have and the ability to be able to afford and to be able to go get things to help. And there's so many people in this world that don't even have that essential. And so my heart and my thoughts are for the people that do not have family, that do not have money, that do not have relationships or a place where they can just go get the basics of life. And so, man, I am a very grateful person. And so I just want to encourage you today that whatever circumstance you're in, try to be grateful, not necessarily for the pain, not necessarily for the heartache, but be grateful for what you do have. And it's such a perspective change of having gratefulness. So, if you have been someone that has struggled with a situation in your life, but you're lacking gratitude, I want to encourage you today to make a decision. Make a decision that you're going to have gratefulness. Just make the decision. Do it. Go for a gratitude walk, go for a hike, sit down, close your eyes, pray, and say, Lord, help me to have gratefulness in my heart. Help me to be a grateful person. God, thank you for the birds in the air. Thank you for the food in my belly again. Thank you for air conditioning. Thank you for a car that I can literally drive in. Man, what is my problem? So I just want to encourage you. Have gratefulness today, not out of religion, not out of condemning, not out of shaming, but being free and light in that. Like, I get to choose my day. I get to choose having gratefulness today, no matter what comes my way. So I want to encourage you that if you are someone that, again, has been walking this road of a season and you've been walking this road of finding out the next steps in your life, it would be an honor. I do one-on-one coaching right now. I'm working on some other things, but I do one-on-one coaching, and this is not a sales pitch. This is just an offer to have a conversation. I would love to talk with you and just set up a time and just hear a little bit of your story and see if we can work together and get you moving in the right direction in your life. That's my offer. Okay. So have a blessed day, and we will talk to you guys soon.